Hi, I'm Joe Chilling, mornings from 7 to 9 on Buffalo's oldie station, The Big Weck. Joining us on The Big Weck Buffalo on the Rise today is Jeff Hahn from SC Parker. Hi, Jeff.
Joe, I'm fine. How are you?
Well, I'm glad to see I'm doing very well. It's tax season, and I'm surprised that you don't look a little more perturbed. There aren't a few more wrinkles or something like that. Isn't tax season a busy time for you?
Well, it is a busy time for us, but I have an excellent staff and a really great group of people. We're extremely organized. We have our systems down. It's handled all in a very professional and positive manner.
There go the bonuses, by the way. That was the plug instead of the. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, really, but the staff we're all over it, and it really goes well for us. But it is very much busier. Yes.
I have to ask you this. Is it during the course of the year, do you guys self-audit, or do you have auditors that come in to look at things,
Yeah, that's a good question. We self-audit, so to speak, every day.
Okay.
We're always examining and cross-training. We call it flexible team tactics. So if somebody's out sick, the other people there know how to handle it really well, and the operation is kept very smooth and organized. We are also audited annually by folks from the compliance departments to make sure that we're complying with all of the regulation that we deal with.
How is that handled by staff? I mean, do you get announcements in advance, or do they just, kind of spring it on you?
No, they let us know ahead of time when there is a scheduled event. We have everything very well organized for them as well. Actually, the auditors like coming to our office because we have things so well organized, and we treat them with a lot of respect and dignity.
Paula's Donuts.
No, I'll tell you, Joe, I just look at a donut now and I gain 2 pounds.
Tell me about it. That doesn't work. What about this time of the year, IRA contributions? Is that a big thing?
Yep. You can make IRA contributions to your account for last year, for 2024, up until April 15th. So if you still want to make that deductible contribution, you can do it. Right? And a lot of people do that. They'll go to their tax person, get their return, and ask them, how much can I put into an IRA? And they'll come right over to the office with that information.
What happens, does anybody, I'm sure you've heard of all these things, if somebody takes some kind of a distribution or whatever, and they forget to put it on their taxes? I mean, really forget,
Yeah.
And then they turn the taxes in and they're like,
Well, when you take a distribution from a retirement account, doesn't matter if it's a 401k or an IRA, 403b, any of those, you're going to get a 1099 that says how much you took out and hopefully how much you had withheld from taxes for that. But you have to supply that information to your accountant or a tax preparer, because the IRS gets a copy of that as well. So if you don't report it, then you're likely to get a letter from them saying, hey, you owe some taxes.
Do you get a lot of calls from people that do their taxes on their own?
Very few. And we know who our clients are that do their taxes on their own, and we have everything in very, very good order for them. The accountants love us, actually, because we do a lot of the work for them. We make sure our clientele, that their reports are all in good order, that they're complete, and that's a whole nother subject. But we go to great lengths to do that, Joe.
What about state of the markets?
The state of the market we hit the stock market we're talking about. We hit a peak in mid-December. It's kind of gone up and come down and kind of gone this way, sideways. So we're in sort of a sideways market the last few days. We've had some downturn. We do think during the course of this year, we will have a correction. And that is when the stock market goes down 10% or more. Usually happens once a year. Last year it went down 12% in July into August, bounced right back. People have to remember, Joe, that the price of a stock may change hundreds or thousands of times a second.
Oh, I watched Wall Street. I know.
Yeah.
I know what it's all about.
Yeah. So that means the value of their accounts is changing by the second, and it's part of the deal, right? You
Yeah.
just have to get used to it.
You just don't look at it every time a statement comes in and you know, with your magnifying glass. But
Right.
okay, we've got about a couple of minutes left. What about the 100th year anniversary? It's coming up,
Yes,
right?
S.C. Parker, Selby Parker founded our firm in 1925, and we have some pictures of him in the office doing the first trades on the Buffalo Stock Exchange in 1929, May of 1929.
Really?
Yeah. We'll be having some celebrations and events throughout the years, and we're really looking forward to it. We actually, Joe, have accounts on the books today that date back to the 1920s. We're on the 4th generation and the 5th generation of one particular family, but we have a number of them that those investment accounts have traveled through all
It
of
just
this
gets
time.
passed down, passed down, passed down, passed down.
Yeah.
That's great. I always say to my kids, it's not about me, it's about what my ancestors have left you. Jeff Hahn from S.C. Parker, thank you very much. For more information and answers to your questions, contact S.C. Parker by calling 716-632-6800 or go to scparker.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by S.C. Parker. And don't forget to join me weekday morning, 7 to 9 a.m. on The Big Way.